for this last preseason game against the Falcons. Tomlin did say he's going to roll the starters back out there again. How do you feel about that?
I think it's good. I think I like when you sharp, keep it hot. I like when you sharp, keep it hot. I like to see them go back out there. I'd be interested to see them come out for even after the first half.
Don't you do that? No, don't you do that, TG. Don't you do that, TG. Don't you do that? Don't you do that? Don't you do that? That's a long. That's
a lot of time.
That's a lot of football for a third preseason game, bro.
But back in the original days, back in the day, that sounds so old now. Back in the day, when it was 4 preseason games.
Hey, TG, back when the real guys played, you know how that go, man. When us real dudes played, Deke, it was 4 preseason games back then, man. 4
back
of them.
In the day.
Yeah, it's soft now. This 3 preseason game stuff. Oh man, wow. I wish we played another 20 years with this. Yeah. That's how they always say it.
They got the 17 regular season though on you, I guess.
Oh, you bringing up old stuff? No, man, we playoffs, man. 3-4 playoff games. They do the math. It can't add up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of like that's the big thing. It's kind of like because you want to see them come out from half. Like preseason is like a pre-fight. It's similar. Earl Spence and Terence Crawford. Like Earl Spence ain't get him a pre-fight in. So he was coming off a little bit of ring rust. There's a lot of little stuff that's like you want to shape that out right now in preseason.
Yeah.
It's little stuff that you don't even see. Like when we say punt alert, everybody comes to this spot.
Yeah.
Just little
the mechanics.
You know what I mean? The little details that you're still trying to iron out. That's like, all right, we still ironing some things out. So,
but now this
let's get on back out here.
But to play devil's advocate, so to speak, or just to put some questions in this thing. Are those minutia things, right? Those little intricacies more important than the risk of a major injury or injury to any of our key guys that are going to be playing out there though for a preseason game? Because part of me, I do know, I'm with you, man. You know the mechanics of, it's punt alert. Not everybody that is out there in the preseason that will be starting on punt is playing on it right now. A Nick Herbig, for example, he's going to be starting on punt return, kickoff, kick return. He hasn't had to go through those mechanics of, all right, I was out here on D, I'm ready to run to the sideline, or I'm rotating in and out. Oh, I got to remember to stand here. I got to be alert. Or who do I communicate with that's coming from the sideline? I get some of those things. They are important because when they don't happen like they're supposed to, that's how you get the missed assignments, the blown coverages, or just, penalties. Like that's how that stuff happens. So to an extent, I'm with you. I do see the significance. But then at the same time, when I'm thinking of us starting out the gate fast, what gives us the best chance of that? I lean health. I think that health-wise is more important because what we've already seen these first 2 weeks. So that's why I'm kind of like stuck with the play them, but I don't want to see them personally outside of the first quarter.
I mean, I'm with you. I see the risk reward everywhere. How it is. You know how it is. It's kind of like you want all your guys there, but it's like bro, you can't live in your fears. You know how it goes. You can't live in your fears. We're not gonna live in our fears.
The optimal way to go about this is to do the thing where you play the starters, get them more reps, get them more series, get them more tuned up for the regular season, and then get out of there healthy. But the risk of playing the starters is something happens.
Yeah, because
I don't feel good about that happening in a meaningless preseason game. That's
you don't want nothing to happen.
I don't want to sprain. I don't want to stub toe. I don't want to jam.
I mean,
finger,
you
bro.
saw TJ last year in the Lions game. They had him playing in the second quarter. He banged up his knee a little bit.
You can't live in your fears though. Like we can't sit there and because things happen in practice. Things happen all the time. You got to think Joe Burrow got hurt in practice.
I'm with you on that. I just think it's a difference when we're talking about the level of exposure. In practice, we know there's a certain level of exposure that you're going to be open to, but we know what we're agreeing upon in this practice. We also know the tempo is a little bit different as well to reflect that. Preseason,
and that's a necessary thing. Right. It's a necessary evil. You got to get ready.
Whereas preseason, we know it's certain elements that do make it a little bit more. I guess it has more substance to the decision of playing in these games or not, because number one, we know they don't count in terms of wins and losses, right? Number two, we know from a compensation standpoint, you don't even make any legitimate money when you play in these preseason games. So that's another element in terms of risk versus reward. So that's the part where I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to live in my fears, but is this a smart, calculated risk that we'll be taking by playing in this final preseason game based on the information we already have.
I'm with you. And I mean, to me, again, I'm with you. Like, is it worth it?
I get both sides. I swear I get both sides.
Yeah, because I love what
sides.
TJ's bringing up with the mentality.
I love that side. Yeah.
Like, we're all in.
Because I'm with you. Because, TG, we could both attest to when you're in the vibe of the season and when it's the bye week and just the simple mechanics of we didn't go through and finish the week the way that we typically would. When you come back that following week, your practices feel weird. But then when you get to the actual game, it low-key take you about a quarter to get back up to speed. Seeing it the way you need to see it. Conditioning-wise, feel the way it needs to feel. And that's in season, bro.
Like your win, if you don't run for like 3-4 days, your win will
seriously change. So I get the part of if they don't play tomorrow, they're having essentially 2 weeks. So even more so, and with the younger group, I do get it. I do.
And I think this young group, you want to keep on keeping on. Like, that's just my opinion.
And I get
like
that.
You got this young, hungry group.
But
I think you got to embrace that you got a young, hungry. And, you know, that's why Coach Tomlin is the coach. That's what makes him elite.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have a young, hungry group, you need to embrace that you have a young, hungry group. So it's kind of like, I think at the same time, how we say words like, you know, like, look what happened to TJ and whatnot. I think I don't think you see TJ. You know,
I think Coach T did say this, though. He said all starters, if they're healthy, will play with some caveats. He said my first team All-Pros, my 30-year-old corner, in terms of Pat P, he was like, I know a lot about them.
Oh, okay.
He specifically spoke on the first team All-Pros and Pat P. So we should not see TJ, Cam, Pat P.
Now I feel a little bit
definitely
better.
not seeing those three. Okay. And Minka as well. For certain, I'm not 100% sure on Highsmith because technically he's not an All-Pro. But
he shouldn't be playing.
I'm with you.
They had him playing too much against the Bills.
I know. He played a lot last week. Yeah, he played a lot last week, bro.
Man, but I think it's still one of them things like somebody got to go.
Well, that's Marcus Golden and the young boy Herbig, and then from there you put Rashay and
Paralis.
Excuse me. I was drawing a blank on his name. Yeah,
you're just carrying it like a regular game. I like that though. I ain't mad at that. I'd love to see more Herbig. I'd like to see more of that. I think you keep that gun.
You could sell me a little bit more on that happening now because, again, the offense, the unit as a whole is still young.
Yeah.
You could sell me on that. Going from the premise that all the starters are playing, particularly TJ and Minka, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. But Coach T specifically spoke on those dudes, though. So that was the one thing I did like that.
Coming out of half. I think they're young enough that offense comes out again at half. Like,
talk about the significance of coming out the half then.
Because it's nothing like going into halftime, sitting down for a minute, like really sitting down.
Oh, you get cold.
Calming this thing down, eating you an orange, getting you some new, like getting some adjustments.
Hey, TG, you big time. You know you want orange. You was over there with Ben and AB eating hot dogs and steak. I seen how y'all partied at halftime, man. Yo, bro, they had hot dogs, chili cheese fries. I was like, yo, I seen at one time TG had some Chardonnay get brought in, bro. I couldn't believe this, man. He tried like he was with us regular folk. Us regular folk eat oranges, okay? Us regular folk eat oranges, okay? TG was in the bougie section. TG was in the bougie section. He was getting feet massages. All right, they be over here. Hey, Mr. Garvin, how's your heel right here? Is everything good right here? What's your big toe looking like? Everything good? He's
let me give you real. Since you want to do that, let me give you some real. Since you want to do that, let me give you some real. Since you want to act like that,
because he big time like that. He was fancy over there, bro. You just gotta let him live. Let him live.
Nah, dudes who are big time go to halftime and take their pads off.
Hey, yo, chill.
Dudes who are just in there trying to do what we trying to do. We working, man.
You fully dressed, bro. Cleats on included. Cleats, gloves. Yeah.
Cleats on. Yeah. I'm not taking nothing off.
I just seen a dude, Deke. I just seen a dude take the whole fit off. You like, bro, we still got to go back out there. Like, what you doing, man?
And if you really a dude, you might have changed the jersey.
Low key.
You might have your first half jersey.
Okay.
Second half jersey.
I got my first half cleats, my second half. I'm like, bro, that's what y'all on? Like, all right,
so
all right.
Let me tell you, so since you tried to take that shot, let me tell you the real. Most dudes that come in there and take his shoulder pads off, take his shoes off, take his socks off. Most of come in there and then be like, bro, you know we got to go back out there.
Don't listen to this nonsense, Deke. Don't listen to this nonsense, Deke. Deke, don't listen to this nonsense, Deke. All right, People switch gloves because they're sweaters. Some people sweat a lot.
Most
You know,
will switch
if you
everything. I seen
perspire
most
a
switch
lot,
that armband out. If you know, you know.
hey, bro, wow, that is
No, you-
crazy.
I was gonna say I don't think
That
TG
is
has told a lie on the
crazy.
show,
That is crazy, bro.
but he
No,
taught.
you
But
know.
his West Virginia takes are
My
lies.
dog
for
said,
sure.
"Yo, I didn't see you switch the." Man, first half, second. I've seen great players do certain things. All right.
Man, I seen new cleats.
I've seen great players do certain things. I'm gonna follow what the great people do.
I seen AB come in
All
there
right.
and change everything.
I didn't see him go full. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
which game are you getting ready for in the second time?
You
Yeah,
about to go play a new game.
right. Like I've seen that. So yeah, you know, might change the glove. I wasn't going full.
I think
I
most
might get a
do that
glove.
too.
No, I get a glove here or there, bro. It was a glove
Don't
here.
get
or
it
there.
twisted.
It was a glove
I
here. or
see
there.
most-
TG in the
every
VIP
team
section, bro. Just remember TG in the
I can see
VIP
that.
section. Hit AB over here. TG right there, and then it'd be L Bill and 7. You like, God dang, bro, y'all rock stars over here, man. Yeah, that's how they roll, bro. With all the special, like, you can't even get them gloves. They ain't available to the rest of us. That's their gloves. And TG have his section over there too, bro.
I can see it. I mean, TG does
I
talk a
hear
lot being AB's guy, right?
Come on, bro. Come on,
That's
man.
my guy.
TG done survive all the chefs. Just know that, man. All right. If you know, you know. TG done survived all the chefs.